Okay, here we go. Let's get that going. Sign into chat. Actually, don't want that in the same window. Welcome to the show. All right. And we can get that put away. All right, Float Upon the Waves, Gumbo. I'll wait for some people to get in here. Last night's show, cool. No Man, Haley's sample, Runaway Jim, bouncing around the room, Axel Part 2. I feel like they've been doing a lot of Axel Part 2s recently. Which is interesting. Move that over, boom, boom, boom. All right. And then we've got three viewers. Hello, everyone. Say hi if you'd like. Get comfortable. Just looking at the set list from last night. Axel Part 2, Funky Bee, Jin, Ghost. Nice. The Howling, A Wave of Hope, Rift, Mike's Song. Simple, Blaze On. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, interesting. 6 songs, second set, and then Mercy. I've not heard of this tune yet. Coil, Wikipog in the encore. Cool. And then Santos. Trey T's, San Jose and No Man's. Mike quoted No Man's and Ghost. Mike's song contains sound effects used earlier in the show during the howling. Fun. But that's not why we're here today. We are here today to do Gumbo. So we're gonna work on that. Say goodbye to this. Donde. Boom, Gumbo, there it is. All right, and I am going to, whoops, not do that. I'm going to be using the backing track from the amazing Jeff Williams. Let's see if this is lined up. Yep, this is the songs we got. Okay, that's working. Great. So, first thing we want to do is the key and chords for Gumbo. We are in the key of... Why can't I see that stuff? There we go. We are in the key of E flat minor 7, or E flat minor. The first chord is minor 7. And lots of flats there, kind of scary. That's a pretty easy tune though, so not to worry. Gumbo, E flat minor is the key. The relative major key is G flat major, so let's find our key and chords and put that up in the window. There we go. Now, we are not in the key of A major or A minor, so I wonder if I can retain this stuff, because that is universal. Not going to let me, is it? No, I'll just have to redo it. Alright, so get rid of that. Oh, it did keep it. Excellent. That's great news. So we got a new key. Get rid of all of this stuff. Ah, crappers. Oh, it put it down there. Okay. And we'll just do it all over again because I don't know how to do that. So get rid of all of those. There we go. Now, our first two keys, what did I say? E flat minor, that would be the key of E flat minor. So key signature, let's just find that. E flat major, E flat minor, flat keys, E flat minor. Here we go. Boom. That's that. And in case we want any it's a little small. Analysis in the parallel major, we're gonna want to put these measures as the key of E flat major for our relative or parallel, excuse me, not relative, parallel. So let's put in a scale starting on an E flat, add some thirds, and repeat that. It's pretty loud. Alright, it's a little quieter. Let's get rid of the mixer there. And let's look at our chords. What do we have? E flat minor. Let's put in some chords automatically. Chord symbols, add from notes. And let's get rid of the diagrams because we don't need to learn how to play those. Right there, add remove. Beautiful. Now, if anybody's in the chat, let me know if you can hear me, hear the guitar or the backing track. Oh, let's try that again. Let's see if this level's nice. Anybody, if you could help me or let me know that the level is good for everything. Let me know. Alright, so we've got our chord scale for Gumbo. Just the triads. Let's get in the Roman numerals. Excuse me. It's going to be the same as always. Minor 1, diminished superscript, diminished symbol 2, big 3 chord, major 3 chord, little 4 chord, minor, little 5 chord, minor, big 6 chord, and then a big 7. Boom. Good to go. Now let's take our 7th chords, repeat them, put them up. And we want those 7 there. It's weird that they don't line up. Why is that? Huh. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, let's get the chords in there now. Should be all 7ths. Add from notes. And let's get rid of those diagrams. Let me just check them. Oh, C flat major 7. That's a B. It's kind of weird to think about, but it is correct theory-wise. All right, let's get our Roman numerals in. Does tab work? Tab screws everything up, so no. Let's go. There we go. So 1, 7, minor 7. 2, superscript. Ooh, that's one of those shift apple 0. Is that right? Shift apple O. I always have to do that. That looks right. Tiny today. All right. Three chord, big 3, 7, little 4, 7, and a little 5, 7, big 6, 7, and a big 7, which is always dominant in a minor key as the 7 chord. I should make that a little smaller. See all that? If anybody has any questions, let me know. All right, so there's our chord scale. Let me just go over it one more time. Oops, E flat, huh? Good there. So let's go to Gumbo and start analyzing. And I'm going to get rid of that view. Invisibles, playback line. There we go. So for our intro here, and that's what this is. And where's that backing track? Dun, 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 dun. There it is. So let's put in some harmonic analysis. Oh, first we want our key. Whoops. I'm going to throw the key in just with some plain text. E flat minor colon. And we'll throw it down here if it lets us. There we go. And we want to E flat minor. That is an E flat minor 7. And we'll just do the chords, not this lick or anything. Oh, okay. It doesn't want me to analyze it down there. Fair enough. Huh. That's going to be an issue. Let's try this again. Putting it right below the music. I liked it below the tab. Didn't I do that on the divided sky? What did the divided sky look like? I'd have to look at the thing. Oh well. Hey, thanks, Jay Brasso. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. Thank you. Okay, so I'm just going to start it and then see if it'll let me move it, because that was really... Nope. There we go. Forced the issue there. Why? Why wouldn't it let me? All right, so one chord. That's just a bunch of lick there. We could call that all a 1-7. And another 1-7. And it's really just a D minor 7 here. It's definitely not in the key of E flat minor or the key of E flat major. I mean, a D diminished 7 would be. Half diminished 7 would be in there. But it's just like a little chromatic slide up, like we use in funk music. So what could we call that? We could call that a... Well, it wouldn't be a raise 7. What is a raise 7 from Aeolian? So, a minor key, I guess you could call it, we'll just call it a 7, 7. Well, that's tricky. Should I put a natural sign in it or a sharp? That's a 3. That's not what we want. How do you get a natural sign in there? That's an augmented. Well, there's a natural sign. Yeah, I think I'll use a natural 7 because it naturalizes the 7 from a flat 7 to the major 7 in a minor key. Kind of like harmonic minor, but in harmonic minor you would just put a regular 7, lowercase, and then a diminished. But this is a minor 7, so let's go like that. Natural 7. Boom. And then we'll copy paste that. No, I want it here. Oh, it's being finicky. Okay, how's that look? One, 1, 7, 7. It's a little weird with the natural, but that's what we get in modern music, jazz. Put stuff like that in because it's absolutely not in the key. And it's not, well, let's put in our relative, I keep saying that today, parallel major key chord scale. So let's go here. Third, repeat up, repeat up. And we'll do it with the 7th chords too. And we already got our key signature good. Put in some chords. Of course not. Wouldn't let me do both. Get rid of the diagram here. So you can see that. All right, let's do some analysis here. There we go. All right, 1, 2, 3, big 4, big 5, 6, and little 7 with a diminished sign. Big 1, 7, 2, 7, minor 3, big 4, major 7, a big 5, 7, but remember in a major key, the 5, 7 is always dominant. 6, 7 for the 6th chord, and one of those 7s. Good. So there's all of our key and chords and our parallel. Maybe I should write that in there. Parallel major key. And maybe we'll do that. Okay. So back to, save that, and back to the old Gumbo chart. And we are good to go. Let's start doing the verse here. Shall we give it a listen, just to help our ears see while we see what we're doing? Window. I don't remember the words. Planning a family vacation, we just can't go. All that fun stuff. All right, so another 1/7. That's easy. An A flat major. So what is an A flat major doing in the key of E flat minor 7? I'll go back to my key and chords. Do we see any A flat major? Yeah, in the parallel major key. So we can call that a big 4, and we need a little text box below. So let's copy that. Call that bracket MB for modally borrowing from the parallel major key today, because this tune is in a minor key. Shrink that if we can. Boom, boom. Okay, what's next? What is next? D flat major. Again, also, nope, that's diatonic, meaning within the key or within the scale. So that's just a big 7. And we have no sevenths on there, so those are just triads. Well, this is fun. This is going to be a first inversion. D flat major chord, so we're going to call that another 7. And can I put a little 6 up there? Boom. Lovely. And back to 1. Really doesn't like it being below the tab, but. And, oh, you can't see what I'm doing. Sorry. Sorry. So I just did this 4 modally borrowed, then this 7, and this 7, 6, meaning it's first inversion, right here, this measure. And then we went back to our 1 chord. And that's the verse and the chorus, apparently. There ain't no time to stash the gumbo or wrap the rhyme in a cage. Sacrifice jars made bubbles. Does that little kind of 70s rock first inversion thing on that D flat over F. But he just can't go. Or whatever the lyric was. Okay. Next is the organ solo. And that looks real similar. In fact, it's the exact same thing. So maybe we can get away with this. Kind of. Right? Nothing different about that one. 7, 6, 1. But on the every other time it does this, it goes kind of A, B, A, B. They resolve to the 5 chord here for the organ. So let's see if we can just pop that in again. Ooh, doesn't even want to. Whoops. It's getting messy, huh? I'm just going to undo that and see if I can do it the regular way. some glitchiness to oh, it's weird. It puts it way down there. I don't want those there. I would like them here. So maybe it would be best to put everything right below. Try that again. Right below the notation and not the tab. Let's see if it lets us. Yep, I guess we're gonna have to do that today. That's weird. Pretty easy tune. We're gonna do a little bit of the soloing later on. How Trey utilizes what scales and arpeggios, etc. Whoops, sorry about that. 1 4 7 7 6 1 7. That's a little off. There we go. Organ solo. Let's get those up. Never as easy when you want it to just drag easily. 4. Oof. And now, yep, it's a lot easier. So I'll try to remember that for the future, even though my instinct is for it to be at the bottom, but I guess in college we never had tab there, so Sibelius knows what to do. All right, so that's another modally borrowed 4. Like that there. And this is the same. Those there. And then we have a, whoops. Then we have a B flat dominant 7 in the key of E flat minor. And can't select it unless I'm zoomed in. And that is a big 5/7. Now in the key of E flat minor 7, that doesn't exist, right? The 5/7 is a lowercase b flat minor 7. However, it is modally borrowing from the parallel major. That's the 5 chord, whoops, here. That one right there. And I believe the rule is, because that also comes from the harmonic minor scale, so if you did this with a D natural in it, you would end up with this B flat major becoming a B flat dominant 7, and it's invoking harmonic minor. Therefore, I don't believe I need to put a modally borrowed symbol on there. So I think I can just rock this B flat dominant 7 as a big 5/7, and one is taught to just assume that in a minor key, the big 5/7 as a dominant is invoking this harmonic minor scale. Remember, harmonic minor is not a key, but it is a scale with a chord scale. And yeah, and we could even, let's pop that in our key and chord scale, because it's fun to look at. Oh boy, getting busy. Should I do a new page or something? Let's do a new page. Break. Page break. And how about some new stuff? There we go. That's weird. How about 2 at a time, and then a little system break. So my key needs to go back to E flat minor to analyze in harmonic minor, or with harmonic minor scale, chord scale, etc. So back to all those flats. Was there 5 of them, 6 of them? E flat minor, 6 of them, right? G flat major. And how does that look here? Got a little warning right there. And let's pop in our chords. So in this case, I can just, whoops, pop that in. But however, what was my naturalized note? My raised 7th degree from E flat minor. We got E flat, F, G flat, A flat, B flat, C flat, just really a B, and then D flat was my 7th degree. However, I want to turn that D flat into a D natural. Blow that up a little bit so you can see it more. Maybe not. So that right there, that D flat or that D natural changes the makeup of that chord because we've raised the root up a half step. However, I need to go back and find all of my D flats and raise them up a half step. So let's go by it one by one. We've got E flat, G flat, B flat. That's good, just a 1 chord, minor 1. Then we've got F, A flat, C flat, which is a fancy B, and a harmonic equivalent. That is a diminished 2 chord. Here's our first D, G flat, B flat, G flat. Hold on, what's happening here? G. We got it. What's going on here? Oh yeah, B flat. Okay, G flat, B flat, and then our D flat. Let's naturalize that. That turns it into a funky chord, an augmented chord with a raised 5th, sharp 5th. Next chord, A flat, C flat, E flat. That's just a flat minor triad. Look at that. D flat in there wants to be a D flat because of the key signature, but we want to tell it, nope, that's a raised 3rd. And I want the courtesy there of that one. And it's not in our 6th chord. And let's see what happens when we plug that in to our automatic chords. And it got it right, it looks like. Not that we were doubting it, but got it right. So move the diagrams. Boom. Let's throw the thirds on here now. Can I just go over? Oh, they sound wrong. Some of them are wrong. We need to find all of our D flats and turn them into naturals. There's another one. Didn't need it because it's in the same measure, but I like the courtesy for the purpose of the analysis. There's a D natural. Well, why is it in there? Oh, because I copied and pasted maybe. I think that's it. Anywhere else? G, B, D, F, A, C, B, D, F, A. I think that's it. It should only be in 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, and 3 of them in the triads. All right, let's pop in our chords. Hello. Ooh, it calls it some fancy stuff. Some more typical like jazz nomenclature. To call this like a G flat major 7 sharp 5. I'm gonna respell that because I like the augmented language. It's just good language to know when you're studying chord theory, chord scale at the beginning. To know that that's an augmented fifth. So you could call this a G flat, G flat augmented with a major 7. I missed the triangle. I don't think you can do triangles like the delta or whatever superscript, but I love the delta much more than MAJ. So I think we're good here. We got one chord that's a minor major 7. It's like a hybrid of a major 7 and a minor 7 chord, just like a dominant 7 is a hybrid of a minor and a major 7 chord with different thirds and sevenths. The Roman numerals, here we go. I don't know why it won't let me click on it. Okay, there we go. One chord. That's the same in harmonic minor. Just an E flat minor. It's just a minor triad. Next is a 2 diminished. That is also the same because we haven't hit that D natural yet. Whoop. Really? That goes like that? Oh, or that? Oh. I just found something out about the half diminished symbol. That's great. In fact, I'm going to go back and see if it'll let me do that here. Boom. Big one. It's kind of excessive, though, so I'm going to not do that. I don't know why there's 2 ways to do it, but whatever. Okay. 3 chord, uppercase, because G flat to B flat is a major third, so the case of the Roman numeral needs to reflect the third of the third that's in the chord. In this case, a major third, so we pretend like the major chord capitalization wise, and then we're going to add that plus sign to indicate it's an augmented 3 chord. Again, this is harmonic minor. I'll title it in just a second. All right, the 4 chord, nothing touched. Because no D natural. 5 chord, boom. And to me, what I remember learning in school was that this was kind of the point of harmonic minor in a way, is to have a major 5 chord, or you'll see down below, a dominant 5 chord when you have a 7th chord, using harmonic minor. So you can be in a minor key, right? But instead of this kind of, it's not boring, but this kind of, I mean, it's lovely. It's a really nice chord, a minor or a minor 7, 5 chord. It works, but you get the tension of a major key, a major key's 5 chord, a dominant chord, in a minor key if you are utilizing this harmonic minor chord scale. Yeah, I think that's it. So that's a 5. This is a big 6. Look at that, a half step apart. B flat up to B natural or C flat. It's a very cool change that happens. 2 major chords a half step apart because of harmonic minor. That was B flat, C flat major, B flat major, back to 1. Change, and another diminished 7, just like we had in major key. The 7 was diminished right here, same exact one. All right, let's do our minor, or our 7th chords. So for this one, you really just put a 1-7. If I had the option of doing the triangle, which I don't know if you do. Let's see. Don't think it lets you put the triangle on in Sibelius. I'll have to Google that, but oh shite. But And there's some things missing, but augmented. What was that? What did I just put in there? A minor? Huh. It'd be cool to get a triangle in there. What about a... No, that's not what we want. What about a... Nope, this... Nope. So that's not possible. Anyway, so I'm just going to put it as a 1/7. And it's a pretty rare chord, so I don't remember them in college giving us any kind of way to indicate that it is a 1 chord in harmonic minor, because this is a pretty rarely used chord in the, I guess, the classical world. I might, eat my words on that later, but it was just rarely used. The ones that were more commonly used were the 5 chord and the 7 chord in harmonic minor. So we're just going to call it a little 1 and a 7 and pray that nobody finds out the actual truth about it. No. If they do, please let me know. I put a triangle on my PDFs because I'm able to do that. Wait, how did I do that? Harmonic minor chord scale. No, I didn't, because I did it in Sibelius, so it's not even possible. Anyway, if I write it on the board, I would put a triangle 7 to indicate that it's a major 7. There's also this. MAJ. Nope, that screws everything up. Moving on. Let's get to our 2 chord. 2 chord here. Big superscript. Nah, we'll go shift. Whoop. There's the little one. Just like a minor key, the 2 chord is half diminished 7. Here we go. Here's some fun. Big 3 plus sign 7. Indicate it's a... Oh, where did my... There we go. That's what we want. Augmented major 7. And the 4 chord, minor 7. It's just like regular minor, or natural minor. And here's the meat and potatoes of the harmonic minor scale, is to get a big dominant 7, or big 5 as a triad. Sorry, you can't see my mouse, but get a dominant 7 chord as your 5/7 chord, because that kind of tension likes to resolve to 1. We're used to hearing it in a major key, right? But now in a minor key, we get the same or similar kind of tension resolve. Okay, up a half step. Again, I love that change from a B flat up to a C flat major. Half step change. It's really kind of exotic sound. C flat major 7. Nothing wild about that. D full. This is where we first get introduced to a fully diminished 7 chord. That's not what it's supposed to look like. So let's do that again. 7. Let's do 0. What does it want? One of these. There we go. And that's our first introduction to a fully diminished 7 chord. It comes from harmonic minor chord scale. All right, so let's indicate that. Again, this is not a key, but it is a scale, harmonic minor, and then we can build chords off of it as if it were a key, but just call it a harmonic minor chord scale, and then we get to use these Roman numerals to analyze a piece of music as if it were a key. But technically harmonic minor is not a key. Okay, that was pretty long-winded to just get that dominant 5 chord into our transcription, to our analysis. All right, let's get rid of that. Back to this, and we're almost done here. It's a pretty short score. And yeah, we just explained where that B flat 7 came from. And then we're going to get to the jam guitar solo, basically. And look at that. That is the same exact 1, modally borrowed 4, 7 chord back to 1, 7. This business right here. And we will copy and paste that here, minus the first inversion business. Excuse me. So that is good to go. There's the analysis. Both of those. Just double check everything. We got a 1 chord, going to a 1 chord with a weird little 7. Chromatic slide down from a half step below. 1, modally borrowed 4. Oh, that's why we double check things. Seven, 7, 6, 1, 7, 1, 7, 4, 7, 7, 6, 1, 7, 1, 4, 7, 7, 6, 5, 7. Boom. Good to go. If anybody in the chat has any questions, let me know. I am going to leave that up and talk about soloing a little bit on top of this solo section. So I gotta find the I'm going to export the PDF there, and I will upload it. I got to write a note to do that to myself. I'm going to upload that to my website, guitarreality.com. It's a free course. Basically, it's a free course where you can get some free tabs and transcriptions. So that will be there. Let me link that into the chat shortly. Whoops. Let's do this. Guitar Reality. Let's go to the Phish stuff. I don't even know if I have a Gumbo in there. I don't think I do. That's my plumber. Leave a voicemail, please. Okay, so let's go. Yeah, I'll just have to link the courses page. Transcriptions, backing tracks. There we go. All right, where is the chat? Get rid of that. There we go. I'll pin that so you can see it. There it will be. After I'm done with the stream, I will put that PDF there. All right, let's talk about soloing over top of the changes. And once again, we're using Jeff Williams' awesome backing track, which I highly recommend using his stuff for practicing soloing. He puts a good amount of work, or comes up with some good quality backing tracks. All right. Back to there. Let's put this up here so I can see it. And I want to be at, I'll put it down here. Two and a half minutes. He's got this vocal breakdown. It's got this vocal breakdown, just like they do in the original. E flat minor pentatonic. Alright, so that works really well in E flat minor 7. Oh, my plumber is just calling me. I'm going to answer this. Hello? Hey. Yeah, let me look at my calendar real quick. Just a second. The 4th between 10 and noon? Okay, hold on. Yep, that should work. Yeah, the pipe right under the kitchen sink. Yep, the drain. Drain pipe. No P.O. box anymore. Just okay, 10 to noon, right? Okay. Great. Thank you so much. Bye. Yeah, I needed to answer that. It was my plumber. So, sorry about that. I'm going to put that in my calendar. We had a leaking sink this morning. All right, let's go 4th. Plumber. 10 a.m. Whoops. (10 a.m. to noon). My God. Okay. The joys of streaming live. Okay. So, where were we? Soloing. Talking about E flat minor pentatonic works excellent. It's like the bulk of what you would use to solo over this. Solo section. Let's go back. What is it? Right there. Something like that. right there I added a little note. I added an F, which is a 2, which would either put me in Aeolian or natural minor, or just consider it like minor pentatonic with an added note, an added 2. So I like to think of it as Dorian. And why I say Dorian is because when Trey goes to, or when the band goes from the E flat minor 7 to an A flat major, it's almost, well, it is. It's like a 2-5, 1 to D flat. So if you're in D flat, E flat would be your Dorian. Now I'm just going to play Dorian, and it's going to sound really more Trey-like. If I can. Right, so you get that more kind of Trey sound, a little more color in there with your Dorian, with the major 6 and the 2 that gets added. The other thing you could do, or just think about the blues note, the A natural in there, minor pentatonic with the added blues note gives you the minor blues or blues scale, and you can play a little more gritty. Right, and that's not normally how I would play, just kind of throwing those out there. I would play a little more tasty and try to get into the jam a bit more. Right now I'm just trying to show you what they sound like over the jam. So those are 3 really good options: minor pentatonic, blues scale, which is minor pentatonic with the flat 5, and also your Dorian mode works really well because there's basically a 2-5-1 happening in D flat, even though the tonal center would be E flat minor. So there's one other thing I wanted to say, well, 2 other things. Let's talk about arpeggios. We would play, just arpeggiate these chords. E flat minor 7. I'm just going to arpeggiate them as they go by. Woo! Try that again. Wow, it jumps back quite a bit. A note or 2 that I added in there that was not in the arpeggio, but for the most part, the arpeggios, or for the most part, I played notes that were the arpeggios, and I turned the A flat and the D flat into dominant 7 arpeggios as opposed to just triads, because it gives them a little bit more tension, which is a really common thing to do in jazz and funk. And the last thing I want to talk about is something that I hear, him do, Trey do, in the a live one version. I hear this descending bit from the flat 7 Right, it sounds really good as the chords move along. That was just too long of a break. Flat 7, 6, this is all of E flat. Flat 6, Aeolian, 5. Flat 7, 6, flat 6, 5. So what's happening there, why it sounds so good, is the flat 7. I'm going to play the bass note of each chord as they move by. E flat, then play the flat 7. That's very in, right? Because that's the chord he plays. Then over the A flat, right? When they go to an A flat, the 6 of the E flat, which is a C natural, becomes the major third of an A flat. So you're going flat 7, third of the A flat chord, and then you got a C flat or a B natural, really, is the, what is that? That's the flat 7 of the D flat. So again, E flat, flat 7, A flat, major third, then the D flat, the B natural or C flat becomes the dominant 7, and then the B flat, just a nice consonant perfect fifth once again. Minor 7th interval, major 3rd interval, dominant 7 or minor 7th interval, and then perfect 5th as we return to the root. It sounds so good. You hear the horns doing it. He goes up high. Play some real bluesy stuff. That kind of thing. Anyway, that's some pretty fun soloing in there. Takes a little bit to get used to those chords moving. The arpeggiation is really fun. It's hard, well, it's not hard, but at first it's hard to just avoid playing right up and down the arpeggio. You want to do something a little bit less linear, I guess, going right up and down the ladder. Try to play longer notes, let things breathe, you know. Anyway, that was fun. Playing a little lead stuff, doing a little analysis. I will make sure to upload that. And yeah, for everybody that tuned in, thank you so much. Hope you have a good Phish show tonight. If you're going to watch that, listen to that, go to that. And I'm going to sign off and start my New Year weekend. As always, lessons are available. Hit me up at myguitarreality@gmail.com. Go to guitarreality.com. There's a link in the chat there for a free course where you can download some free tabs and print them out or save them to your desktop or whatever. And I will make sure to put the now analyzed Gumbo chart there in the website or on the in the course. Other than that, Happy New Year and Happy Friday to everybody. I will see you on next Friday, hopefully, and I'll probably come out with a new video this Monday. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do yet. Might be about modes, might be about more chords, Phish stuff, maybe a lick. We'll see. Yeah, take care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.